Hi everyone, I hope this video finds you well. So Jeff Golfer in Kentucky asked, what about the younger generation? Now, I have to go by the eyes of my daughters and my kids, but basically, when I was little, my mom really didn't give a rat's ass about me. I hope I don't get attacked by Bob now. So it wasn't very uncommon to stay out till 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning watching sunsets, watching sunrises, watching shooting stars going on, playing in the rain, watching the moon. I think that's the reason why I love the moon so much right now. But yeah, it was, if I didn't want to go to school, I didn't go to school, plain and simple. When my father was around, he was more of the hard hand. It was, oh, you screwed up, back to the head, you know? You always got a smack in the back of the head or on the butt. But it wasn't abuse. Even when I look at it right now, it wasn't child abuse. Child abuse was you beating the crap out of your kid on a daily basis to the point that they were black and blue. Yeah, I never really got that. It was, you know, hey, you did wrong. Now, that's actually how my father was brought up. My father's, you know, mom and dad was very hard-handed. So, of course, he was very hard-handed, and of course, he passed away. And my mom's mom and dad was hard-handed, but maybe she was hard-handed to the first 9 kids and she just didn't give a rat's ass about me. I don't know. But with that, I didn't have to go to school. I didn't have to do anything I wanted to do. My bedroom could be completely destroyed and she wouldn't even care. It was, but if I looked at my friends, like Julie Lopez, she lived right across the street. There was more than one time that I seen her bring home the report card and it said that she slept one day, or she was tardy, or her grades slipped, and she would be running out the front door, hitting into the screen door, jumping over the bushes, trying to get away from her dad because that belt and his feet were right behind her. So with that, yeah, I guess that's just what I've had to grow up with too, of looking at Julie's family and going, okay, that could happen to me. So I got it pretty easy per se. Now going on to my kids, my daughter, who is back off 22, all of you guys know her. She was more into like into fashion. It was more, if it fit, it was comfortable, she was okay with. She was really never ever into, I need to look good for everybody else to make them the wrong perception. And even at that, it seemed like she was always the do-gooder. If somebody was getting picked on, she would get right in their faces because she is such a tall girl, and she's, you know, bigger build, not heavy, but bigger, you know, her shoulders. She's very muscular in the shoulders. She would actually get in front of people that were picking on people, and she would like, ain't gonna happen. And they always backed off, of course. I don't remember her ever getting into fights of any sort. Now, my middle daughter, she was more into fashion. If it didn't look good and it was not on the runway, she was not going to have it. I remember when she was around 4, I bought her some shoes. I thought they were cute. Everybody else thought they were cute. Apparently she didn't think she was cute. She was stubborn and she would not wear these shoes. And her being under 5 years old, she really didn't have a choice, but it didn't matter. She would kick and scream, and she was just not gonna have that. Now, my oldest, which is my son, he was more into kind of Alex, kind of the middle one. It was, they needed to fit and they needed to be comfortable, but they also needed to look good. But then he moved into, they need to look good, but then they need to look good on my arms, because of course he started working out when he was like 7 and 8 years old, so he had some serious guns when he was around 11 years old. So with that, I really can't really talk about the younger generation other than through my kids' eyes. The one thing that I absolutely cannot stand, and it just drives me bonkers right now, is the kids that are wearing their pants underneath their butt cheeks, and it's like, I don't get it. There's a couple at work, and I've complained. I do not want to see their underwear. And finally, I started saying, you know what? That is sexual harassment, because they're forcing me to see their underwear, and I'm not about to see it. So even then, my employer hasn't really done anything. So finally, I'm like, pull up those pants, boy. I am not going to see those underwear. I don't care. Pull up those pants. So if I have to be a hard ass at work, I don't really care, because I don't want to see anybody's junk, and I certainly don't want to see anybody's underwear, especially when it has brown spots on it. Kind of gross. Anyways, guys, I will see you the day after tomorrow's yesterday, and don't forget, pull up those pants.